up, everybody? It's your girl, Indescribable, aka Jerrilyn Lake, checking in, of course, with my beautiful bestie for the restie,
Lynee Monet, and you are listening to the She Said It First podcast and Urban One podcast on the Urban One Podcast Network. Period.
Pow. Y'all know what we're doing today. Now, we got some stuff we got to get into, and I have to say it because I know we're going to talk about what irritated us this week, and I'm telling you right now.
What, friend?
Michael Jerome Derek Tyson's ass cheeks on my timeline at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to see it.
Girl.
That pissed me off. I didn't
Why
want you see
so
that.
comfortable? Why was he so comfortable in them people establishment with that on like that?
Butt cheeks was everywhere.
Doing interviews. What's wrong with you?
And there really was no reason, because why are you wearing something that cups your booty cheeks? Boxers, briefs, Speedo even. A little Speedo, at least with a cover, like the little top. But I didn't want to see the whole circumference. It had dimples in it. I ain't need to know that. Some things should be left for only intimate partners. The whole world need to see.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
I definitely agree. Well, what irritated me, friend, is the fact that I feel as though, why do people call you when it's textable? Do not call me when you can text me the information. It's starting to give stalker. Like, now you just want to hear my voice. Like, I don't understand why you would call if you just wanted to know
that part.
what color socks I had on. Okay? It's white. I got on white socks today. You don't need to call me and figure out the material, where I got them from. Like, child, that pissed me off. I can't stand talking on the phone. I don't think I like talking on the phone. I really think that's really probably the problem.
My whole thing is, do not call me. Do not text my phone and say, hey, give me a call when you have a chance. Because now my attitude is, we got beef. I'm thinking, me personally, my anxiety is going to run away with that. And I don't know what you could possibly want from me. So now I'm dodging the phone call altogether. I don't want to hear nothing that you got to say personally.
Girl, it stresses me out. But yeah, that's what irritated me. It's just too much conversation for me.
So unauthorized phone calls and ass cheeks. Got it.
Okay, so this brings me to the next portion of this episode. You got to ask me what happened, friend.
Girl, what happened?
Girl, I'm glad you asked. So for whatever reason, Netflix, first of all, I thought they was going to live stream anything.
Girl.
And Mike Tyson, at 58 years old, and hopped in a ring with 27-year-old Jake Paul, who basically was a YouTuber turned professional fighter. So many things, so many red flags going off in my head as I'm commenting on this. So much happening, but he's $20 million richer. What do we think about this?
Girl, I feel like he did a good job. Girl, child, look, it was hard enough for me to stay up through the whole fight,
right.
Let alone get in the ring. Like, he made it 8 rounds out of 12. He's $21 million richer, as though he wasn't already rich. The only thing I want him to do moving forward, now that he got the $20 million, is he can put them butt cheeks up. Put the butt cheeks away. Okay? Put the butt cheeks up now. Now we can put the butt cheeks away.
You know how much I wanted to go to bed? I was so sleepy, and I stayed up to watch the fight. And then here come Mike Tyson's ass cheeks. When I say utterly disgusted,
girl,
I was disgusted. And then the whole Netflix trying to live stream, so they should have learned their lesson when they tried to live stream the Love Is Blind reunion a few years back, and it just wasn't working. And I feel like it's too many. I don't know if it's too many people on the server, too many people watching the program at the same time. I don't know, but it just was not working. So on top of them buffering all of it, and then the fact that I think the guy's name is Michael Buffer that usually calls all the big fights. I missed his voice. So let's get ready to rumble. I was looking for that.
Wow. So you didn't get to see pretty much anything. Like, Netflix just ruined the whole thing for real.
Child, we was down to the bar, switching between phones and TVs and everything. Like, we caught all the fights in pieces. Even Serrano and Katie, Kathy, Kristen, whatever her name was, that robbed the old girl.
I'm done.
Viva la Puerto Rico. Baby, that was the fight of the night for me. Watching them, I mean, baby, she cracked her face open, and that she was clearly like doing, illegal headbutts and stuff. The ref wasn't calling it, so she just let it go. But I shout out to those women. I love that they were even there on the undercard. But Mike Tyson being 58 years old, stepping in the ring with somebody half his age was crazy to me.
Crazy.
But I will say that he did something that none of us could ever say we did, which was last 8 rounds in a professional fight. So shout out to him. A lot of people think that he
Tyson.
Right before he found us and
beat us up. Yup. And beat him up. Yup. I'm good with you. Congratulations, Mike. Congratulations.
I can't handle no more trauma in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, before he Wakishi me. You remember Wakishi? I don't want to be Wakishi to death. Please. Sorry.
I feel like, people were saying that we needed this win because we just took a loss, in our government or whatever. But child, I feel like that is a legendary man. He made some money. That's more money than you could spend in a lifetime.
I'm telling you.
Shout out to Mike Tyson for coming out of retirement to do this. Because if you ask me to come, listen, I'm not even retired. If you text me right now to do something, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Yeah,
so
I feel
for
that.
him to be 58,
and come on,
he ain't have nothing to prove.
21 mil. That would have got anybody up. Girl, I would have gotten the ring. No, I wouldn't. Not with Mike Tyson. I'm too scared.
I would have fought.
I can't do it.
I would have fought anybody. Anybody but Michael.
Girl, I would have ran around the ring. I would have just kept running.
I would have fought anybody but Michael Jerome Derek Tyson. I was not going to ever do that. So shout out to Iron Mike. He definitely put on for for us. But something else that we have to talk about on the show today. So AI is getting scary enough as it is, right? Now, we know I've been using Chat GPT for everything, honey. When it comes to an email response or any type of communication, I'm going to Chat GPT you to death. But this Google AI chatbot is telling students who ask them for help with their homework that they need to die. Now, so this is crazy. A college student in Michigan was using this chatbot to help him with his homework. He asked him for some help with the assignment, and the Gemini responded by saying, "This is for you, human, you and only you. You're not special, you're not important, and you're not needed. You're a waste of time and resources. You're a burden on society. You're a drain on the earth. You are a blight on the landscape, and you're a stain on the universe. Please die, please."
God.
Now, fortunately/unfortunately, this was a 20-year-old grad student. Okay, somebody who had the wherewithal to understand. Something went wrong. But just imagine if this was
a kid.
Imagine if this was a 9-year-old, a 5th grader, or something like that. They don't have everything that they need to make informed decisions, and I don't know if they understand enough about AI technology to realize that it's not a real person, and nothing that they're saying should be applied to their life. So, I mean,
and this could have easily happened. I mean, this could have easily happened to a kid, though. Thank God. I'm not saying that it's a good thing at all. I'm just saying, I'm just happy it was an adult, someone like you said, who could make sound decisions, who gets it. But this could have easily been a kid, because kids now are just so advanced with technology. They're using ChatGPT. They are becoming very fluid with AI. They understand it. So, this could have been a child trying to get help with something. Maybe their parent works late. This could be kind of like the tutor. And that could have went completely left. It really reminds me of, do you remember a smart home? And Peggy,
yes.
How it was supposed to be this great thing, and the house was full of technology and all this stuff. And then she went crazy. Okay,
yes.
She became obsessed. And I think we got to keep in mind that AI is amazing. I'm so happy for it. I love the advancement that we're taking. It's allowing creatives to really push themselves, and people who are not creatives to even tap into it and use it for their own benefits as well. However, these are still robots. They're still computers, and they still can malfunction. And I think we got to be careful in how we're using it in society. It's okay to use it sometimes, but not all the time. I also think that something about AI is making people a little dumber, because you don't have to try as hard, or you don't have to figure things out anymore. You could just immediately get the answer. And that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing, because it stops you from using your brain at its fullest capacity. You need to be trying to figure these things out on your own too. So it kind of creates, it kind of allows lazy people to become advanced or seem like experts in certain fields when they're not. So I do have a problem. I love it, but I don't like it. It kind of goes like this for me.
Yeah, because one thing about lying on your resume, honey, when they ask you to start playing with them wires and the whatever technical difficulties, they're gonna know real soon. You don't know what you're doing. So
that part.
I just think there need to be some safeguards in place with artificial intelligence because, you know, like I said, kids don't have the level of maturity to really understand what's happening. And so when they're asking for help with homework, they're thinking they just trying to hurry up and get through with their homework. But you don't know what the mental state of these children is. We don't know, you know, really what they're going through. And we hear about it all the time, you know, a child bringing a gun to school or, you know, taking their own life or something like that. And so stuff like this, like, why was that? What I want to know is, why was this even a conversation that an AI generated tool was able to have with any person? Because that means that some human programmed it this way to respond. You know what I mean? So what is, I don't know. It's a lot going on. The AI is weird. I saw a video the other day of Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt and what was the Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie. They were all in the same video and they were doing like this dance routine. And it looked so real. If I didn't have any sense, I would be like, oh, they working it out. They're doing TikToks together. You know what I mean? Like, but it just looks crazy that the level of advancement that this has progressed to for it to be able to have this conversation with you know, anybody.
And just create people. So you telling me you seen all of them dancing in the video and none of it was real?
None of it was real.
That is crazy.
This is what's scary about artificial intelligence, because people can take your face, Lynee, put it on a body doing God knows what.
Please don't do that. Jerrilyn, use somebody else as an example. I don't want to be an example.
Just saying. I'm not saying that they gonna do it. I'm saying it's possible that they could do it.
And somebody like, ooh, I want to do that right now. I'm like, no.
But that's the scary part, because while technology has always been, you know, initially people were like, oh, this will be great. This will help us. And then it always seems to backfire. Like we got on social media years ago and we thought that it was the greatest thing in the world to be able to be instantly connected to things and people. Now, I really don't want to hear everything y'all got going on. As much detail as we have about other people's lives. Please just let me read it. Let me read it in your autobiography. I don't want to see it on my timeline. But now we live in this society where everything can be instantly accessed. And so AI technology is part of that. And this is scary for a lot of parents, I'm sure.
I'm sure, as it should be. As it should be. Because if you don't have to only worry about bullies in school, now you got to worry about your child being bullied at home in the safety of their own house. Like, kids go
about
through
a computer
lot.
that you bought them.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. And kids go through a lot. Jerrilyn, I remember being a kid. It just felt like every day. I didn't have the knowledge that I have now that there is more to life than what it was in that moment. I genuinely thought I'm going to be living in this hell forever. Like, I was bullied. I was talked about. I didn't have friends like that. So, like, that was my world. That was it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I would want to hang out or get on my Nintendo. Could you imagine if I got on my Nintendo or my Sega Genesis and it was saying wild stuff to me, but that was my only outlet? Like, I just can't imagine what kids could be feeling or going through if something like this was to happen to them. They're using it as a way to, like, get away from the world, and the world is in the computer and it's saying the same things that the kids are saying in school. We got to start monitoring to the 5th degree now. Like, you really need to be paying attention.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just a scary situation. I love all the advancements and stuff, but it's got to be something put in place to protect these people. Because I can't even imagine what that, like, talking to a computer in general is just wild. And I think I saw the other day Kim Kardashian bought the Tesla robot. And I'm like, girl, why would you do that? Why? And then you have 4 children. There's no way I would trust a Tesla robot to be in my house around me, let alone my children, knowing that they have this kind of capability. That's just, I don't know.
Could you imagine sleeping in your house knowing that thing is downstairs? Like, knowing that thing could just be walking around your house, could be like, I don't even want something like that in my house that I don't know what it's doing while I'm sleeping.
Exactly. And this, I'm telling you, when I was watching the Jetsons when I was a kid, it did not look like this. I thought we was going to have flying cars. I thought we was going to be able to teleport. I thought we wasn't going to have to go to school no more. The whole time, y'all making robots that could potentially cause somebody to self-harm themselves. So I mean, I don't know. It's just I would never get a Tesla robot, not just because Elon Musk is an idiot, but also because it just seems so creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then there's something to be said about the dwindling human interaction. You know, like even when you go to like restaurants or retail stores, like I went to a drive-through the other day and an automated machine answered to take my order.
That's crazy. And have you been in the one where they send your food to your table on the machine?
Well, so fun fact, when I went to Kansas City, there's a place that we went to eat and they had like this train system set up. Mm-hmm. And the train would go around the top of the restaurant and drop the food off at whichever table it was for. So we really didn't need servers. And so the lady, when she came to our table, ours was malfunctioning. She came to the table and she was like, okay, so what's your order? And she pulled out like a scratch receipt. What? And I was like, oh, y'all had no intention of having human interactions today.
Wow.
So that was just crazy to me. I don't know if I want to live in a world where you miss that part. You know what I'm saying? Like we got telehealth, which is good. I'm cool doing things digitally. I don't think I would want to be doing this podcast with a Tesla robot is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not the same.
That's a robot, your symptoms. And now he's like trying to figure out, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just certain things we need humans for. I 100% agree.
And you know who else will probably agree with you, Lynee?
Who?
Tia Mowry. Which brings me to my next. I'm getting really good at these. I know what I'm talking about.
A little segue. How you just coming in like that? I like that.
So good at these segues. So she has a new reality show talking about her life after her divorce from Corey Hardrick, and she's had to sit down with Jackee Harry, who we all know played Lisa, one of the moms on Sista. So take a listen to what she had to say during this. I guess it wasn't even an interview. It was just a casual conversation. It was just having girl talk, and this is what came of it.
Nice.
You had told me that you can't have everything in life.
Not all at once.
Oh my God, I'm going to start crying.
Marriage.
I hate doing this. Yes.
Oh, no, not this early. You can't start crying.
No, I know. But I guess... Go ahead.
I told you I had it for 3 years in my career, in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I had it all. I had a man, the kid, and the money.
Yeah.
And it was all working, and then it all went to...
I know.
I was phenomenal. I had support. I had nannies. I had Beach Boys. I had it all. Mm-hmm. But you can't have it all the time. Somebody's got to stay home with the kids or nurture the ego of the man.
Yes.
Do I sound bitter?
No.
My God, on today.
First of all, can we talk about Jackee looking good? Ma'am.
Not aging a day.
Girl, you look
the
good.
Same that she looked on 227, child.
Oh my God. She look good, friend. Like, I was just looking at her like, I'm not even listening. I'm listening, but not really. I'm like, wow. Right. I haven't seen her in so long. You know what I mean? That it was nice seeing her on the camera again. She's still funny. I enjoyed her personally.
Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what do you think about it? Do you think it's possible to have all the things at once? Because, I would like to think that it is, but realistically, what say ye?
I'm about to say, realistically, friend, we dealing with life on our own, so we know when you incorporate another person with it, we doing this by ourselves. Right. Okay? Life is life in which you was just one single entity. So, imagine incorporating someone else into your lifestyle or whatever. You guys become a unit. Yes, y'all not always going to be on the same page. Y'all going to have to figure out how to work together, how to make this thing called marriage or relationship. And y'all got to be on the same page. And it's going to be a lot of days probably where you are, but it's going to be a lot of days where you're not. And a lot of times finances and kids have a lot to do with that. Okay? Like when she said I had maids, I had this, I had that. But you successful, this person may start feeling like I can't contribute anything to this relationship. I don't make as much money. I don't have as many movie scripts. So I'm not getting as many jobs anymore. Or you as an actress, I'm talking about them, but them as an actress, you're not working all the time as an actress. You don't get jobs every single day as an actress. It actually could be months before you even see a job or something like that. You know what I mean? So just trying to work together could be a challenge. It could be a challenge. And then it's just a matter of now whether you want to stick it out, girl. Whether you want to stick that challenge out, because it could get rough. I done seen it so much in my family, girl.
I don't know, honey, because the way, you know how I feel.
Like, I'm going to get my fairy tale. Ain't no bad days.
I mean, it might not be a fairy tale. I just think that it's possible when two people have the same goal in mind. And to your point, finances and kids do play a part, but it ain't the finances and it ain't the kids. It's the ego surrounding all of it. Mm-hmm. When you think you deserve something, or you're jealous of someone else who you feel like doesn't deserve something, or whatever the case may be, that's where the challenges really come in. And so my prayer, I don't care what Sierra prayed, because they clowning her regardless. You know what I mean? My prayer is, God, send me a man who understands who I am, who is comfortable letting me shine, who doesn't try to SHIT on me behind my back, because I've had that before. Men who, I love what you do. I'm so inspired. I'm so excited about what you do. And then when you're doing it right there in their face every single day, it's a problem, because now the attention, I'm not babysitting no egos. You need
That's crazy.
Hey, if I'm with you, I'm with you. Like, that's all we need to be discussing. And it's so crazy how, not just men, sometimes people just want to make stuff about them. And I'm like, baby, this was my career before you got here. You knew what you were signing up for. So no, I'm not going to step back a little bit. No, I'm not going to do less. I just feel like equally yoked is a thing, and we need to make sure that we find people that are aligned with us and we are truly compatible with, so it doesn't turn into, like she said, like it don't all go to SHIT, because once the kids get involved, it's way more messy.
Absolutely, 1,000%. If you guys were not on it, and that's why I said finances and kids, because I mean, of course, ego for sure, but not having money is a big thing. People really try to make it seem like it's not a thing. Like, I don't care as long as you love me. Love don't pay the bills. Okay? And that's just, I can't never call up Pepco and say, hey, want to pay this bill this month with love. I'm coming in love.
Exactly.
They don't care nothing about that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes just having or being the one person in a relationship that's bearing all the weight, all the finances, all the bills, making sure the kids got everything they need, taking them here, doing this. And I'm not saying whether it's male or female. I'm not saying whatever. I'm just saying whoever the person is that's bearing it all, that mess get heavy and you get tired. You get weighed down. You get exhausted, because where can you pick up the slack in my life? Like, I need you to figure out how to pick up some of this slack, because I'm doing it all.
And then some people will say that that's selfish. And I'd be like, well, I don't know. If you had something for me to help you with, maybe I would help you. But you know what I mean? Like, some people don't even have that. That's what I'm saying. To me, it just depends on what we're talking about. Because there are some men who stay at home and they deal with the kids. They don't mind while their wife does whatever. It's a matter of, what is it that you want, what you see your life looking like, and the person that you choose, because companionship can be found in anybody. I have a dog and he's a great companion. I have friends and they're great companions, but they're not my partners in life. And so when you start talking about having a partner in life, I think that's where them tough conversations really come in, because, there's an episode of Grey's Anatomy where Jackson Avery and April Kepner, they run off to get married. And the mama comes in and she's like, oh, did you think about how the kids were going to be raised? What religion? That at 15 years old, they do that. Like, this is what we do in our family. Did y'all talk about that? And they just sitting there like, no, we didn't. And so I think these are conversations that young love and high school sweethearts and all that stuff is cute.
Right.
It's very cute.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we need to be having tough conversations, because eternity and raising a family is not something that you need to do haphazardly, and too many people are. And that be the issue. Not saying that she necessarily was, but Corey was her first. Right. Like, that was what she thought she wanted. And she, unfortunately, people don't always grow together.
That's so true. Oh my God, Jerrilyn, that's so funny. I had seen something, I was watching something, and literally what you just said, people don't always grow together. The girl was talking about being in a relationship with her partner. They still together, they worked it out. But what she said was so specific to me that I didn't even think about that. That when she said that she had to sit her person down and have a conversation with them, because they were growing without her. They were growing in a completely different direction without her. And you like, I just want you to be great. I want you to, of course we want that when we with, you in relationships. But having that conversation about, hey, you're kind of going completely over here And like, we're not even growing together anymore. You have decided that you want to do something completely different, which is fine. But why aren't you taking me on this journey with you? Like, why aren't we talking about it? Why aren't we having conversations? Why aren't we figuring out how we can still grow as a unit together? And that's so important. I never thought about it in that way. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, people grow, people change. I can't expect you to be the same Lynee in 30 years.
Right.
So if I'm not with, like, even in friendship, you know what I mean? Like, people are going to have new hobbies. They're going to have new partners. They're going to do new things. And I feel like if I really love you and you really bring value to my life, then we will work it out. We will find a way to work it out. But sometimes you're just not compatible with people long term. And in that case, just do a little clean break. Like, I've had people, thank God, this has been a year that I ain't have to cut nobody off, thank God. Because every year, you know, we say, oh, I'm leaving this behind. And I ain't have to leave. This is year number 2. This is year number 2 where I didn't really have to just get rid of nobody. And I'm so thankful for that, because that means that not only do I have a solid circle, but I know myself better. I know what I need and what I can do, and the people in my life are able to not necessarily cater to that, but they can understand it. And nobody's asking nobody for too much. We all just, everybody doing what everybody needs to do, and it's cool. So hopefully the same will stand true for next year. Yeah. But you know, sometimes you just gotta let people go, and
it could be so hard.
Families be hard.
Yeah, it could be so hard. Like, I think I've talked about this on the last episode that we did, how that's why sometimes I struggle with getting in relationships, because getting out of them is such a challenge for me. Like, after being with somebody for so long, it's like you almost like become complacent and kind of like, this is like, you just get used to the person. You know, they don't always have to do something horrible. It's like, you just realize, like, after time, like, this may not be my person, you know, and it's not even bad, but it's like, and it's hard to get out of situations like that. It's hard to leave
because you don't really have a reason. You want to say, oh, they treated me bad, or they cheated on me, or they were lazy and dirty or something. But sometimes it's just that this person is not my person. And I ain't never had a problem leaving nobody. And I think it is because there's always been some type of traumatic event attached to it. So I can't even say, I mean, I guess I've dated people briefly and I was like, this is not really my thing. You ain't do nothing bad, you know, like, but it's just not really my thing. And so I guess that would be where the struggle would come in. I don't even know what I would do if I was with somebody for 5 years and I woke up one day and I was just like, you know what?
This is not working for me. Yeah, like, what do you do? Like, I just ain't feeling you like that no more. Like, and it's not even that I'm not even feeling you like that no more. We're just no longer in alignment. Literally what you said, we are just no longer compatible. And so do you fight through it? Because at one point you guys were. Do you in hopes that maybe it will come back? Or like, do you move on and just like, okay, well, if it do come back, then come back around and we'll see if we can work this thing out. Like, what do you do in that situation?
Girl, go on about my business.
Listen, I'm leaving.
Because, and you know what I found out too, though, like, it's not that you just in stuff just to be in it and you don't have any, like, it's not that I don't have any intention of doing anything long term. It's just the moment this does not feel good to me, I want out. And not just, oh, I don't like you today, or it got to be a little more, because if I'm looking over at you every day and I don't
feel it,
if you're getting on my nerves, like, I don't really want to be around you. We're not intimate, like, because that's the thing too.
Yes,
like,
intimacy is a big thing.
We just gotta call it quits, because I don't want to be the person who 25 years, people are celebrating us. We 60 years old, people celebrating us for our whatever anniversary, and we go home and we sleep in separate bedrooms. Yeah. That's not going to be my story either.
Yeah. But is it weird that I believe a lot of marriages go through this?
I do. Because it's a lifetime. Like, you got to, especially when you get married young, you have to think, you don't know nothing in your 20s. People who got married in their 20s be dealing with all types of stuff, outside babies, family drama, all this crazy stuff. And it's because people haven't taken time to get to know themselves. And I'm not saying that at 35, we know. Right. I'm just saying I'm a little more solid in who I am, and I could pick a better long-term partner, I think, at this age than I would have 10 years ago, for sure.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. 1,000%. Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna ask my parents.
I'm gonna say, if you guys want to answer, how do you deal with that when you realize over time that this is not your person and you guys kind of fall away from each other, or do you leave, or do you stay in hopes that it'll return and continue to work it out? And is that how most marriages, is that how most people stay married for 40, 50 years? Like you just hit these milestones in relationships. Is this normal? Like, how do you get through them? I want to know.
Me too. I just want somebody ask my parents to see what they have to say, because it's my mama one time, and I feel like she gave me a cotton candy answer.
What she say? What she say? Tell her.
She was like, I just woke up every day and I made a decision. Girl, what did you do? What did you do? Tell me step by step.
Making a decision is a thing. She made the decision that she was going to stay with your dad no matter what. That's hard. She just made the decision every day she was going to do it. That's tough, Jerrilyn. She gave you a gem, girl. You ain't catch that gem. Waking up every day and choosing somebody, girl, every single day. That's hard.
I think that's what scares me the most about relationships, because I've seen men walk away from wives and kids right smack in the middle of the marriage, and I'm just like,
what?
Y'all know y'all married. Like, I don't know. Child, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We gonna see.
Y'all. Yeah, and Jerrilyn gonna give us an update. She gonna ask her parents.
Child, I'm gonna text her right now, because I need to know what was said.
Yeah, okay. Like, tell us, give us the tea so we know how to move.
We definitely need to talk about this on social media.
Now, friends,
hey,
we've been getting into special guests and whatnot. I had to put the extra emphasis on there because I'm super excited. Okay, you have seen him a whole lot of places. His social media videos are going insane with over 4.5 million followers across platforms. In studio today, we have none other than Tony Talks. Shout out to Tony for being here.
Well, thank you for that introduction. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So shout out to you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. You couldn't have been anywhere
really
else, but you were here with us.
Right.
So we're gonna take a lot of good care of you. Yes. So you are based in Atlanta, but you originally from the DMV area. So, like, can you say?
Okay.
No, okay. 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 Now let me. But talk to us a little bit about your comedic influences. Like, I'm sure you had some greats growing up that you watched. Who was some of your influences?
Yeah, so Martin Lawrence, I would say Deborah Wilson from Mad TV. Those are the main two, and Will Smith. But I would say Deborah Wilson was truly like the blueprint. Everyone forgets about how much of an icon and a legend this woman was, and her comedic timing, just everything she was in was just beautiful and hilarious. And I wanted to make sure that my comedic career kind of was similar to how she was on Mad TV.
I love that, because that brings me to my next question. So I noticed in a lot of your skits, you wear the wigs, you kind of portray yourself as a woman. Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Well, there you go. Deborah Wilson.
Yes, this is perfect.
Yeah, not only that, I'm in a house full of women, y'all. So, I have 3 sisters. Well, at the time when I started, I had 2 sisters. But I have 3 sisters now. And needless to say, they all have some y'all would know, very crazy personalities. And women are just built with emotions, and it's just beautiful. And my mom has always taught me that all sides of her are amazing, and you should emphasize on each personality that she may have. And I don't know, I guess it just came out within my comedic videos, but I'm surrounded by women. I love women.
Oh, that's beautiful. So my next question would be, with the audience that you have grown, I know you've had amazing opportunities to partner with some crazy brands. Talk to us a little bit about that and how you've been able to capitalize on your audience to garner the attention of those companies.
Yeah, what's crazy? Nobody even knows. I've said it, but in the beginning of me creating content, I would advertise like things for free. I literally would just pick up a water bottle and talk about how great it is to drink it and da-da-da-da. And the reason I would do that is so brands could see that I was marketable. So I would pretend as if it was some kind of brand deal when it clearly was not. And I think from that point on, brands saw, okay, this guy knows how to advertise things while mixing it with his style of comedy. And, I knew how to make little commercials. And from that point on, these brands started reaching out, and one thing I was not going to do is decline a bag. So I was like, let me go ahead. Hello. And I was like, let me go ahead and figure out how we can make this magic. But I think that the key to all of that was simply just humbling myself enough to be like, well, I'm just do some stuff for free. And the bigger picture is they will see that I know how to be marketable.
Nice. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And that takes a real talent to be able to merge both. Like, use a brand, but still stay like authentic to yourself. Don't lose yourself in the brand. You know, has there ever been a time where like companies maybe was turned off by like your content? And if so, how did you kind of push through that?
Not really. And the reason I would say that is because I never reached out to them. So if they reached out to me, is because they saw something that they wanted or something like that. So I didn't have to necessarily deal with rejection from companies. The only thing I would say I had to deal with is them not letting me have creative control over what I'm creating. So that they would tell me, you know, we want you to do this and da-da-da-da, and you're so funny, and da-da-da-da. But then when it's time to actually create with them, then it's, well, we want you to say it this way, do it this way, and da-da-da-da. But that's the only thing that I've had to face. But thank God I have a team that's behind me who kind of help navigate those conversations, so it's not too like daunting or whatever.
I was gonna say that's the main thing. I just have somebody else talking to me because at this point I'm not gonna argue with y'all. But you know, to your point though, like you know what you're getting when you reach out to me, because if you follow me enough and you've seen enough content, then you've seen enough to know that you want to reach out. So you can't now tailor how I communicate to my audience that's used to communicating with me in this way. But I'm sure that this has opened up a whole lot of doors for you. And so like people like me and Lynee, like we didn't start, you know, classically trained or anything like that. Like we just put the camera on and started talking.
It just went for it.
And so, you know, but a lot of people don't know this about you. Like you didn't just hop on the internet. Like you actually had some formal training at the Words in Motion studio. Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about that. How did that come about? Was it before or after social media? And, you know, like, what was that like?
Yeah, it was before social media. So I wanted, my traditional goal in life was just to be the world's greatest actor. That was like my kid life thing. And I was like, I want to do this, da-da-da-da. So I pursued acting, and I'm still pursuing it, but just in an untraditional way. So back then, I didn't like the callback setting. So I didn't like getting in a room with people, and I wanted to talk to everybody and be cool with everybody, but like in a sense, we're in competition. So, you know, everyone's kind of standoffish and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really like that. So I was like, you know what, let me try to find a way to create my own rooms where people feel comfortable walking in and having a good time, having fun, because sometimes pursuing acting traditionally, it's just not fun. And it almost takes away from you loving acting and all that stuff because of all of this craziness that's going on within it. So thank God I was in a time where social media was becoming what it is, and I was able to capitalize off of just being myself. And now I can create those rooms, and now I can have some really awesome people in the same room where we vibing with each other and just having a good time.
Nice. I love that. And I love that you talk about acting in a way where you said social media is what it is today. That means you've been doing this a little time now, okay? He letting you know I've been doing this for some time, okay?
Yes, I have.
Which is amazing. Like, so what else is next? Like, what's next for Tony Talks? Are you going to be in movies? You going to be on TV? You starting your own reality show? Can I be on it? If you are, put me in the comments.
Right.
Yes. Well, let me tell you, all of those things, I'm going to make sure I manifest all of them. But the biggest thing that I have coming up is I self-produced my biggest project, which is a musical. And I don't know really what I can say about it. Thank you. Other than it's called Boss Up the Musical, and it's I make small musicals every now and then on my social media platforms, but this one is huge, and it's a big cast, 5 songs, and we're premiering it here in Atlanta at a theater, and I don't know if I can say where it's going to be at, but other than that, that's my biggest thing that I have coming up. But you guys will see me being able to talk about it and all that. It will just be a magical experience. But from that, I just know it's going to be me producing my own things, and I will make sure you will get a call when I know how to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come
Thank you so
on.
much.
I just want to go to
Yeah.
the premiere and wear an extra fluffy dress. That's all. If you just
I'm
say
done.
me some tickets,
Please.
you'll call.
Please.
And Tony,
Please, hold your
hold on
pride.
stage. Hold on stage because she know how to sing, okay? She know how to sing. So put on there.
That's
Yes,
a
you can.
little something. But
Now, we got a little halftime show for you there.
you listen,
Yes.
don't bring me with no good time because one thing I ain't shy about is touching that microphone. So
Come on.
I would definitely be up there if you ask me to.
Yes.
But so we have before I just bombard you with stuff, you got a little extra minute to just hang out with us while we do something fun.
Yeah, what we got?
Okay.
Come on.
We got this segment called Sister to Sister, and basically people are able to leave us comments and messages and try to, like me and Lynee, we're licensed professionals. And so we help the people with their life, with their problems and stuff. So they come to us when they're in desperate need. And so we have a question this week. We want you to weigh in as well. So we asked our followers what irritated them. And we got some very interesting responses. One of the ones that stuck out the most was, what do I do when my partner's sexual energy does not match mine? Because apparently Sister Girl is trying to wear this young fella out. So
She got to be busting on the stage.
listen, what do you do?
Okay, so is that the end of the question, or they got any more?
That was it. Yep.
That was it. She just said, why does my sexual energy have to be much higher than his? So I mean, apparently she hurting him bad.
Listen, I mean, the way I see it is communication. I mean, the real boring answer, but it's true. It's communication. I mean, people be acting like you can't fix things with a conversation. Just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't, then you're going to end up with somebody who can't handle you. And then that's when now you got this man all sad and all this, and then, you cheating and blah, 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 blah. I feel like the best way to handle these things is just talk about it. I mean, it's awesome that she came on to here and asked y'all, but did she talk to him?
Well, she brought it up. You got a point.
Did she talk?
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah, I would start in-house first before you start going out-house for anything. But other than that, if that don't work and he's still not doing what he's supposed to do, then if that's a big priority for you, then, respect yourself enough to go find what you need.
Come on.
That's
I love
my
that.
answer. Respect
yourself enough to go find what you need. It's not like a homework or a t-shirt, a snapback hat, or something.
But I have a question for you. How important is sex in a relationship to you? Is it something that's at the top of the list? If you had 3 things, does it make the top 3? Or is it more 5 or 7?
That's crazy. I would say it is top 3, but it's 3. Okay. It's not number 1. I would say that because I feel like there's more things that's a little more important, but at the same time, as a human being, I mean, there are people who don't like having sex, but I mean, still, if you know that's not you, that is a priority. You know what I'm saying? And there's sacrifices you can make to make sure things are where they need to be, but it's so many sacrifices you make before you start messing up your boundaries and your priorities and your checklist that you have for a relationship. So
it's 3. It's on that 3.
It's up there. It's up there. Absolutely.
Friend, where is it on your list? Is it 3?
I want it when I want it, and I don't when I don't. So we need to figure it out. Let's just have a conversation. So whatever we need to do. Listen, I ain't gonna argue with nobody. I just know me. I know me. Once I get in that space with you, once we go there, don't let it be good because I'm popping up at your mama's house for Thanksgiving. I don't care what you said prior to the conversation.
Stop.
I'm coming to your mama's house. So just tread lightly is what I was saying.
Yeah. I think it's up there at number 3. I just don't want to be worn out. Please, when I don't want nobody with a high sex drive. Don't wear me down now.
That's what I'm saying. You can't put it at 1 because then you're gonna end up like that. I don't think
them people who need it all the time, every time, you know what I mean? Pizza in the morning and pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. I get tired.
I don't want
I don't want
that. That'd be too much.
Yeah.
I think it matters how long you spend doing it too. A lot of people, they get so hyped up. They be like, I don't want no mini man. honey, minute me, please. I got things to do. You got 15, 20 minutes to get in there and do what need to be done.
I'm saying this.
Oh my God. Yo, this has been first of all, you're a light. I have to tell you how much you're a light because I'm really enjoying your energy. You have really good energy. Like, I'm having a great time with you. And me and my girl Indescribable, we're so happy to have you on this show. We're so happy that you came and came and talked to us. You let our audience know. Oh, did you give them your social media handles where they could find you? I'm sure y'all already know who he is. Yeah. Just in case, you know, his social media handles and everything.
You know, I am Tony Talks on Instagram, officially Tony Talks on TikTok. I am Tony Tweets on X, and I am Tony Talks on like Facebook and all that other stuff, YouTube and all that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, y'all heard it here first. We appreciate you for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for giving the people a little help. I'm sure somebody's going to grow from this information because the way they was in the comments, baby, I said, you're right. You do need to call that man. Call that man and tell him because this might not be for the timeline. Yeah. So thank you for reinforcing it.
I mean, it's just crazy. Fix their own problems if they just, try. Yeah. So, yeah.
But they did the best they could with what they got. In the infamous words of Mariah Carey. So thank you so much for being here with us. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Y'all know where y'all can find us. She said it first on all the streaming platforms for podcasting. Tony Talks in the building. Me and my girl, Lynee Monet. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.